You, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. What's popping, bro? YouTube ain't sending out the notification. I don't know what's going on. It's been like this for like a week, but we back now. What's popping? Smash the like button. Oh, I see that the Canelo Manfans are here. They are obsessed. They are obsessed with me. What the hell? Bro, the Canelo Man fans are obsessed with my channel, and they keep saying, "Oh, you suck" and all that. But why are you watching my video though? If I'm that horrible as you mentioned, weird. Shout out to Spo. I can't even stand to eat Cinnabons no more. He said I can't even stand to eat the Cinnabons no more. Shout out to Isaiah Felix. We back. Steve J. Ryan Wright. Let's get it. Yeah, man, I just cooked. I'm feeling good. Felt like doing a little streamy stream. Shout out to Michelle. Man, YouTube, I tell you, YouTube is hating. Nobody, they're like refusing to send the notifications. They've done this before. I don't know why. So, whatever. They just be doing this to my channel too. Shout out to Michelle. She said, Ego, get him. I'm going to get him. Yeah, I don't care. As long as my paycheck's right. And that ain't changed. So we good. Bro, we've been doing cool. Actually, let me go get a water because this little piece of water ain't going to last. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming, but let me get some more water. Another bottle. Hold on. Smash the like. Shout out to Isaiah. He said they do this daily. YouTube stay tripping. Man, hold on. Let's go. Yeah, YouTube out here hating. Spo said, I just moved a little bro into college and ain't slept in 2 days. But this stream is worth staying up for. Shout out to Spo. You're a good man helping little bro out. Rest in peace to neighborhood Nipsey. It's his birthday today. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I'm back to body the Canelo fans, the man fans. Bro, I'm starting to wonder. Listen, and I'm being honest with it. I'm starting to wonder if some of the Canelo fans are schizophrenic. Like, I really listen. Y'all need it. Mental health is important. Y'all need to get your mental health checked out. I think some of the Canelo fans, they might suffer from some disorder. Like, it's serious. It's getting serious, bro. I think they might really be schizophrenic. Like, there's so many things whenever Canelo's mentioned that don't make sense that they do. It's just weird. It's radical. It's I said I think they might be schizophrenic. 2 people hit the dislike button. Ooh, you showed me who's boss. So anyway, these motherfuckers are schizophrenic, y'all. Ricky Williams. I don't know why they doing this, bro. I don't really care. But bro, I seen Icy. He left one. I forgot what video it was. It was like it wasn't my channel though. It was a video, and Icy left something about Canelo, and they were like ganging up on him. Bro, the Canelo fans was ganging up on Icy. I seen that. He said, "Nah, when's the last time Canelo beat someone in their prime?" And they're like, "Fuck you!" Bro, it was funny. Oh, there he talking about Icy talking about it. He said Canelo never KO'd the Improv. I seen that. I don't know what video though. I seen you in the comment. And they're like, your name is right. Icy. What does that even mean? The man's name is Grosser. Shut your ass up. Bro, that's not even worth it. I'm gonna have Ricky Williams handle that. You know what's funny? They try like Jedi mind tricks on me. I'm out here, the Punisher, Frank Castle, cleaning up boxing, revealing and exposing the real hidden agendas that others have, the double standards, the racism. I exposed it as I've done for years. Their Jedi mind trick is to tell you guys that I'm the culprit. I'm the one that's racist. So anytime, like, notice if you go listen, look at this will prove everything I'm saying. This will prove everything I'm saying. Go to the videos where I discuss. I've been doing this for like years. So go to the videos where I discuss, for example, recently, Gloria Rizzo, right? She's married to someone within the WBA. They lied and stole the fight from Michael Fox. I guarantee you will not see one of the people that say I'm racist, right, in that comment section reaming Gloria Rizzo. I promise you that. So what does that tell you? What's that tell you? The man said, why Canelo Pacquiao hasn't happened? Yeah, he had to go for that. But notice the real racists, like I said, you guys could believe whatever you want, but the real racists, they try these, like it's projection, deflection. They try these little tactics, Jedi mind trick. They'll say, oh, Ego, you're so racist. All right, would I say that was racist? Okay, listen. If anybody, listen, watch this. Watch this. I'll give them an opportunity. I'll be any man in this room in less than 60 seconds. If you feel I am racist, show your face and tell me what I said that was racist. Watch how this works. Let's see who steps up. And let's see, y'all judge me. Y'all my peers. This is the audience. Y'all judge me. Let's see how this works. Any of you coward motherfuckers hitting the dislike button, the people in anonymity, because this is what they do. They hit the dislike button and then hide. They be waiting in the chat. So any of y'all, you think I'm racist? Step up. Tell me what I said that was racist. That, bro, I promise I'll catch a body. I'll bring the hot seat back just like that. Ricky Williams said Jeopardy music. Shout out to Michelle Bouchard. We got people from all walks of life. She said it can't be about race. I'm a white girl. Listen to Ego. See? Ryan Wright said it's crickets. But I'm waiting for them because when I'm not live to do a video or when I'm at the fights before this pandemic, when I'm actually pulling up, ain't nobody said this to my face. Ain't not one person came up to me and said, yo, you Ego. And I see them recognizing me and pointing like, oh, that's Ego. But I never had nobody walk up to me, to my face, and say, you know what? I think you're a racist. Never in life has that happened. So what are we talking about? So anyway, like I said, I think some of the Canelo fans may seriously have some type of disorder. Like, I don't know that, you know, how there's phobias and disorders. Maybe there's some type of phobia where if you like a person, like a celebrity or a fighter, you know, it takes a sick turn somewhere and you just like them to the point where it's like you detach from reality. I don't know. But everything I say about Canelo, I stand on. Everything I've ever put out with Canelo, I stand on. I believe I said it for a reason. And that's that. If you disagree, tell me what you disagree with. You know, they can never do that. The Canelo fans, these bipolar, schizophrenic Canelo fans or whatever, they say they know more than me and I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, that's cool. But you explain better. You enlighten me. And it's like, it's some of the dumbest things that I've seen from Canelo fans. Like literally. Like, notice another person hit the dislike button, but not knowing it showed their face and said, hey, yeah, you do hate Canelo. You are racist. You notice they won't do that. They scared, bro. They tuck their tail. Any opportunity that comes about where you get called out, and then and then when they get blocked from the channel for something else, like a comment that they left when I'm not doing the live, they be like, "Oh, I schooled ego." Yeah, I. He said they throwing rocks and hiding their hands. Facts. This is man fandom at its finest. So anyway, Canelo Alvarez, like I'll give you an example of the behavior that makes no sense from the Canelo fans. Um, I've already said this, but shout out to Frankie. What's up? All right, look. For example, as soon as the Canelo Caleb Plant September 18th negotiations went left and it looked like the fight was deaded, Canelo's team and the information, the reports came out that he was going to fight Bivol instead. These same delusional, schizophrenic man fans of Canelo immediately went into overdrive, switched gears without looking at facts, without looking at anything, and they started destroying Caleb Plant. You know, like in terms of like their talk and conversation, they're saying, Bivol's a much better fight. Caleb Plant sucks anyway. Caleb Plant was going to get knocked out. Bivol is much more competitive. Then there was information that Bivol was going to have a short camp. They said, oh, it doesn't matter. Canelo's the A side. All right. Then they said it's going to be at a catch weight. Then the Canelo man fans emotionally made excuses for that, right? Because it looks like this who's Canelo was going to pick in September 18th. And they said, oh, yeah, the catch weight. Canelo's the A side. He only has a certain amount of time to bulk up. And then guess what? Canelo, Eddie Hearn announced, and Eddie Reynoso, they announced they're not even fucking fighting on September 18th. And you motherfuckers look dumb as shit. As shit. You did all, like literally, the Canelo fans did all that. They did all that defending for Canelo, Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Reynoso to leave you all in the dust and abandon the whole plan to even fight September 18th and abandon the whole plan to even fight Dimitri Bivol altogether. This is what they did. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. This is why I implore all of you guys to hear my voice and just think for yourself. You entertain and ascertain what makes the most sense to you. But this is what happens when you get hoodwinked, bullshit, fed to you, and you get ran into a dead end, basically. It's like you listen to Eddie Hearn, Eddie Reynoso, and Canelo, and y'all motherfuckers was trying to get to the place, and then you end up going to a dead end because they gave you the wrong directions. Meanwhile, the directions that I say still hold up. The directions I say still get you to the destination. Boop. So yeah, the Canelo fans look horrific because now they got to double back on all that bullshit that they said about Caleb Plant, because for all intents and purposes, it appears that the next fight for Canelo will be Caleb Plant. So now they got to come back and retract. Listen, I need y'all to get the likes up. YouTube out here hating. I don't know what the deal is with that, but whatever. The people who are here are here. If you're rocking with it, smash the like button. It's that simple. Notice I don't have to take back nothing that I said, like ever. I just get to sit here on my throne, like Boxing Zone, like the greatest ever, like the god of boxing talk, and continue moving on. I told you Canelo versus Caleb Plant would not happen in September. I was right. Even if they do fight, it won't happen on September 18th, which is exactly what I told you. So therefore, I was right. I never said that he did under no circumstances. I just told you he wasn't going to fight him next in September. And that is 100% accurate. So the walls are closing in for Canelo Alvarez. Steve J said that's the problem with a lot of quote fans. They get emotionally attached to their favorite fighter and throw all logic out the window. Ooh, he cooking when it comes to those fighters. Now we talking. Now y'all talking my language. Exactly. It's like they become like emotionally connected to the point where it's like you're not even making sense no more. Somebody said Canelo cycling on and off roids. He need more time. Hamza, what's up? Salute. What's up, my man from the Netherlands? Bro. But it just the funny thing is in boxing, in today's modern boxing, you could say and do whatever you want. You can act this way, act like belligerent asshole, like man fans or whatever, but you still don't save your fighter. That's the hilarious thing. That's the hilarity of it all. Is you don't even save your fighter. The real boxing fans on all these issues, they know what it is. So Canelo, he can have these radical fans that just say whatever no matter how nonsensical it is. Tyson Fury, he can have his British tea fans or whoever likes him, and he just out here saying anything. But at the end of the day, at the heart of it, is so much content that I put out alone, and just so many ways to empower yourself and get the information to the point where the information's out. It's just if you want to look in the right direction for it. Ha, that's because they are Canelo fans' ego. LOL, they are not boxing analysts or reporters. I agree with you, though. If people are going to hate and post, they must do some research first. But that I still can't relate to that, bro. Because, okay, for example, since I was a boy, I've been a 49ers fan. My older brother, my only brother, and my dad, my biological father, they are Niners fans. So I come from a Niner household. But there's been times where the 49ers are having a bad season, and me, my brother, nor my dad lie and act like the season is banging and like we wrecking stuff. If anything, we're frustrated, frustrated Niner fans. That's a true fan. You don't just abandon the team you like. So I get that. But when the Niners have had growing pains and um we didn't after they got rid of like Coach Harbaugh and we had to rebuild the team, there was like that dry spell where the 49ers was looking bad right after Harbaugh left, right? And Alex Smith and shit. We was looking bad. But you have to go through that and stay through that and still be a fan. So I get the sticking with your team. But at the end of the day, like I said, if we're having a poor season, we're having a poor season. No one in my family, because I luckily have been blessed around actual men. You know what I mean? My dad, my older brother, like these are real men that stand for real men things. Unfortunately, I don't know everyone's upbringing, and some people don't have that stability. I've always had like those men in my life as a consistent, like with no absence. So when I come to you, I do grown man things because I come from a household with real men. You know what I'm saying? My dad never left or whatever. He was working 3 jobs and shit. You know what I mean? Being a breadwinner. Real men, like real men. My brother, he been working since he was 16 and always hustling to make sure he had money in the bank and shit. And he does very well for himself now. You see what I'm saying? So I there's a lot of this beta male energy that I'll never understand because I've always had just good leaders in my life, especially men. And I think that's important for a young boy to have like, you're as a boy, you're impressionable. You got to have somebody that you can play catch with or whatever. You know what I mean? Talk about sports or, just little shit like that. Like women are beautiful. That's great. But you still need a man, in my opinion. You need a man in your life. If you're a boy, I don't know about a girl, but if you're a boy, you definitely need it. So all this Canelo shit, I can't relate to because I can get you like the guy, but that don't mean you throw everything else out the window and act like a moron. So I can't really relate to that. You can like Canelo all day. I like Canelo. And that's the funny thing. These dudes are so weird. They think I hate Canelo. Like they think my goal is like I hate Canelo. I don't hate Canelo. Bro, he's fun to watch. He's a good fighter. I mean, I don't know him like that, but he seems like he's a good dad, you know, to his daughters, and I think he got a son. You know what I mean? Looks like he take care of his kids. I respect that, but he's not above criticism. I don't know what the fuck you thought this was. So if he moving funny, he moving funny. It ain't my fault. If you don't like it, get the fuck off the page. Yeah, get like that's the funny thing with this internet. These dudes are so weird that they rather complain and just sit there. I'm not gonna stop. I'm still gonna talk what's relevant to me. I'm gonna speak my truth. So you just gonna be sitting there complaining. Some dudes be like, "Oh, another video about Canelo." Yep, and I'm gonna keep doing another one and another one and another one. If that's what my work flow, I'm my own boss. I make up whatever content I want to talk about. Ain't nobody tell me what to do. So yeah, like instead of just sitting there like a buffoon and then reading the title and then commenting, "Oh, another Canelo." Yeah, motherfucker. If it said Canelo in the title, it's another Canelo video. You dumb son of a bitch. So instead of sitting there and complaining about it, be gone. If you don't like the content, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not finna stop. And that's with any subject. If I feel like talking about it, I'm gonna talk about it. Point blank, period. End of. And that's the Canelo. And here's the other thing. Some of the I really feel like some of the Canelo fans, it's not just Canelo. Pacquiao had some fans back in the day that was like this too. But some of these, like when the fighter gets popular, has these radical fan bases, it's like I'm wondering if Canelo fans is like something wrong, like schizophrenic or something. Like I said, for real, like something is not registering because Canelo fans watch all my videos and then I don't know if they comprehend or whatever, but they come back and start saying shit I never even said. They were like, "Oh, you hated the Caleb Plant fight." What? When I said I hate Canelo versus Caleb Plant. See, I don't know if y'all be watching other people's channel and confusing it with me, but I ain't never said that. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I can't lie. I got into it with a Mexican coworker over the streams. He got hot and just told him flat out Canelo team do dumb shit on the regular. The man fans take it personal. See? Try to tell you. Bro, you don't have to. So if you're a fan of a celebrity and then they was on To Catch a Predator, you don't care? You're just still gonna be rocking their shirts in public and stuff? Like, what are we talking about? Like some of y'all dudes have like a little bit too much estrogen or something. Listen, if you were a fan of a celebrity and they was on To Catch a Predator doing the foul, you'll still rep no matter what. Like you don't care, you don't have no integrity to like what you do. Like they can do whatever they want, and you're like, "Oh, I'm still a fan." Like, bro, come on, bro. Shout out to my boy Daquandre. You heard him. Yeah. So anyway, I ain't never said that the Caleb Plant fight I didn't like. So once again, I don't know. Y'all just be making up shit about me. That's how you know you great. When they don't have no dirt on you, they just make shit up. That's how you know you great. When they don't have the dirt on you, they don't know about my personal life. They don't know who I am. They don't know about me. There's nothing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no screenshots of me from bitches or something. They ain't got nothing. So as a result, they just make shit up. It's funny. But yeah, what the hell? Yeah, man. Anyway, Canelo announced the fight with Caleb Plant. I like it. Hold on, we got some good comments. JCG, he said it's like Conor McGregor fans in MMA. He said a bunch of questionable ish has won one fight. He said he won one fight in 5 years. That's a fact too. But his fans will jump in the front of a bus for him. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand all that. Fans be delusional. Dave said fans be delusional. Nobody's above the program. Canelo's a great boxer, but he does clown-ish often. Hashtag he the catchweight king. Ooh. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how, at the end of the day, I'm blessed. I'm my own boss. I get to put out the content. I have full ownership and creative control. I ain't breaking no laws. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not breaking the YouTube community guidelines. I just exist on my own terms, and I get to give you that real. So everybody, y'all should really be patting yourself on the back if you're part of Eagles Army for real, because it's still gang digital mob. We get to do and have these conversations in boxing that others are scared to have because they worried about something, worried about not getting the interview with Canelo or worried about not getting the credential. Bro, I don't live my life in fear. If you're a man and you just live your life in fear, God bless you. That's not me. I don't live, I take risks. You'll see this year. I told you I got so much stuff that we cooking. So I don't live my life in fear. If that's how you want to live your life, that's cool. So I listen, and here's the thing. I never like y'all act like I threatened Canelo or some shit like that. Bro, I'm a professional. So I would interview Eddie Reynoso, Canelo. Like, if they said, "Oh, you can't come to the gym," all right, then I wouldn't go in the gym. Is okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't y'all take this boxing too seriously. Like at the end of the day, I don't make it personal with fighters. Like in terms of most fighters, except for Tyson Fury. I really don't like Tyson Fury. But that's a long laundry list in another episode of why I don't really care for Tyson Fury. I don't think he's a good person. You know what I mean? But there's no one else that's really like that, that's really like that where it don't make, you know what I'm saying? I told you it's always business, never nothing personal. As far as the Canelo fight, listen, listen. There's a lot of people that are disrespecting Caleb Plant, and I want the fight to happen now. All things being fair, I'm not talking about fake ass judges with some crazy, scorecard or 2 week fight camps or weird clauses. All things being equal, I think Caleb Plant is a difficult fight for anybody, including Canelo Alvarez. You guys, a lot of y'all give Canelo props for he's not really even doing. And to me, there's a lot of things that are questionable about Canelo. Is like he wasn't stopping people at 54 like crazy. And now he moved up to higher weights and he's stopping some of the people like crazy. Like I understand as time goes on, you get better, like style wise or whatever. You learn more. But it looked weird. It looked weird. Like Angulo, he hit Angulo with some ish. You know what I'm saying? He hit him with combos. He hit him with a lot of shots. And he stopped him. But what I mean by stop, he didn't. Angulo was still on his feet. He just was getting hit with big shots. So the ref was like, nah. But then Kovalev at 75 get knocked out with 2 punches. That looks suspect to me, bro. Because you see, like, even let's say Joseph Jojo Diaz, he moved up to lightweight and he won and beat Javier Fortuna, but he didn't just go and stop him. You see what I'm saying? Because Javier Fortuna, even though it wasn't a good night for him, it was still quasi competitive. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't typically just move up and be stopping people when you weren't really doing that. Like, for example, Tank Davis, people have said for years he got power way above his weight class. Canelo Alvarez, you look through some of his fight, he didn't drop Lil Floyd, didn't stop Floyd, didn't drop or stop Edeslandi Lada, drop Austin Trout, but that was kind of capped because of the open scoring, and he started fighting like super aggressive because he needed to knock out the win, which was bullshit. You know what I mean? But he didn't stop him. And then now you at 75 stopping dudes. All right. It looks weird. It's that simple. Yo, smash the like button. That look crazy, bro. And then you had stamina issues as long as I can remember. And then now you go in 12 rounds with a bigger Caleb Smith. You going 12 rounds with a much bigger Caleb Smith, and then there was no stamina issues. Granted, he was beating the shit out of Caleb Smith. So I don't know, maybe the pacing varies a little bit, but he had stamina issues in Golovkin fights. He had stamina issues in the Danny Jacobs fight, in the Shane Mosley fight. You know what I mean? He didn't stop or drop Danny Jacobs, who's been stopped and dropped before. Ain't that crazy? That's what I'm saying. So y'all give Canelo, bro. Sergio Mora even has a knockdown of Jacobs. Can you imagine that? Sergio Mora dropped Danny Jacobs, even albeit though it was like Jacobs got too aggressive, made a mistake, but he still dropped him. You know, on record, he dropped him. Whereas Canelo fought him, and he's supposed to be God tier according to old media, and he didn't even drop Jacobs or nothing. And like I said, Caleb Smith, he was hard. Like, bro, I'm telling you how this boxing game, bro. Canelo's whole run above like in the 160s is real cap. Because the bet, listen, the best. Listen, here's the thing. Here's the way to prove it. Name a division that Canelo ran through that was flooded with talent, and he fought the people that were flooded with talent outside of himself. I'll wait. Name a division he ever ran through where it was like a talent ridden division, and he fought all the other people that you thought were the best in the division. Any division he's fought at. Any. Because everyone wants to keep bringing up, oh, Canelo A side, A side. Okay, we get it. He's the A side. But answer the question now. Just because you're the A side, Flo is the A side, but he still fought people. Daquandre said, man, ego, you got me. Man, I asked the pertinent questions. Let's go. Name a division. So 54, 55, he fought all the people that you think he needed to fight at 54. Y'all full of shit. Because he didn't fight Jermell Charlo, who's the king of the division now. He didn't fight Jermall Charlo, who was there. And he didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. 3 blacks. He didn't fight none of them. Right? He didn't fight none of them. And then his closest fight at 54 was the Lotta fight, and he didn't do a rematch to like even that out. But he rematched Triple G. Lotta's style gave Canelo kind of more problems because he was like taking off on Canelo in the early rounds. See, y'all don't know boxing. Y'all know emotions. I know boxing. There's a difference. 160. You can't say he beat fucking Triple G, who old media built up and said was the nicest, but he never fought Andrade and he never fought Jermall Charlo to this day. Like, you can't exclude them from the top, and especially when styles make fights. You know, 168. To me, Caleb Smith and Bill. Put it this way: let's say you had a basketball team. Well, it could be a boxing team. Let's say you had a boxing team. Listen, when they were all undefeated, Caleb Plant and Benavidez are still undefeated. But we'll say Billy Joe Saunders at 68 when he was undefeated, and Caleb Smith when he was undefeated before the Canelo fights, right? If there was $1 million in prize money per person and you were like, if your team wins, if your super middleweight team wins, y'all win the jackpot, y'all each get $1 million, right? And you had to make it was like a Super 6 tournament. So outside of Canelo, because he can't fight himself, would you want Caleb Plant? And if you're trying to win, the goal is to win, and whoever stays unbeaten wins the $1 million plus payday. Would you want David Benavidez on your team, Caleb Smith, Caleb Plant, or Billy Joe Saunders? Let's say they were all undefeated. If you were going to enter a 2-on-2 super middleweight, Super 6, excluding Canelo, what 2 people would you pick on your team? Caleb Plant, Caleb Smith, David Benavidez, or Billy Joe Saunders? If you had to pick 2 of the 4 and break off. And if you won as a team, you will win $1 million. Okay, shout out to Isaiah. He said David Caleb. Someone said Caleb Plant. Bro, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, what are we talking about? Me personally, I would easily, even when they were all undefeated, because I'm trying to make it as fair as possible. My two people that if I had to pick from that group to take it all the way, I would definitely pick David Benavidez, and I would definitely pick Caleb Plant. And then the opposing team can be Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Smith. You let Canelo's team, because he's the A side, brainwash you because they doing interviews and saying that these European dudes who have belts were way better. Guess what? Benavidez currently has Rona. Wish him a speedy recovery. Guess what? Benavidez currently has no belts, but he'll whoop some of them champions' ass, even when they have belts. You know what I mean? So boxing, you have to understand some of this is politics. Billy Joe Saunders, he didn't really do anything positive in his career to really even deserve a shot at a title in his first fight. They gave that to him. How do you deserve it? You just failed a drug test, canceling what would have been your biggest fight to date. You know what I mean? Or to that point with Demetrius Andrade. So I'm not giving him credit. He didn't do nothing at 68. I said it then and I said it now. You guys can't name one good, like some people, and the funny thing is the Canelo redheaded fucks, you know what I mean? And the Canelo Manfans, the irony is this. It's all projection. They say Caleb Plant ain't fought nobody. Then who the fuck did Billy Joe Saunders fight at 168 if Plant ain't fought nobody? Because Canelo could have fought Billy Joe Saunders at 160 and he didn't. That's not where they fought. They fought at super middleweight. So what did Billy Joe Saunders do outside of having a belt that made him qualified to fight Canelo and get the payday? You see what I'm saying? Canelo's team is playing games. It's always like whoever we pick can get the payday, but then all these black fighters or Mexican fighters like Zurdo and David Benavidez, they can't get no payday. You know, it's like, oh, he just want a payday. Like, what are you talking about? Everyone want a payday. What is we talking about? So, yeah, the walls are closing in. I would definitely pick Caleb Plant and David Benavidez on my two-man box offs over Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Smith. Eddie Hearn, the UK, y'all could have that. I would proudly pick Benavidez and Caleb Plant. And I would be confident in our ability to win. I would never pick Billy Joe Saunders over those two people. Diacona says, hey, Ego, I'm glad you're on live. I've been feeling down all day because I just found out my cousin was killed. Wow. Last night, he was only 30 years old, 4 kids he left behind, and a wife. I just wanted to say RIP to him. Yo, everybody, that's horrible news from Diacona. So Eagles Army, band together, put some prayer hands up or the candles. We're going to do a little emoji candlelight visual. You know, send him and his family and the friends of the deceased your best wishes and prayers. Shout out to Diacona. Sorry to hear that. Listen, let's get the emojis. Bring that up. Put your lighters up. You could put a candle. You could put the praying hands. You could put the cell phone emojis. Put your lighters and cell phones up. Put your praying hands up. Daquandre with the candle. Let's go. Very sorry to hear that, bro. That is terrible news. 2020 and 2021 been rough. Y'all got to take care of yourselves. Let's go. The Eagle Army support. We got this. Shout out to Isaiah Felix. He mixed it up. He showed you all the emojis you could put. Let's get it. Oh, and James put the rest in peace. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. Let's hold it down for our own Eagles Army. Terrible news though. But yeah, man. Regarding the Canelo situation, I think Caleb Plant is a difficult fight, bro. Okay, first of all, you had to beat Canelo, you need certain things. You need certain things. Confidence is one of them. Because if you get in there and just get like awestruck and, oh, it's Canelo, then he gonna whoop your ass. So you got to have faith in your ability. Because even Danny Jacobs, when he first fought Canelo, them early rounds, he wasn't throwing enough. So it's like, what is this? Why is he so starstruck? But then as the fight, he worked himself in the fight in the second half, he did much better. Keith Thurman kind of had that with the Pacquiao. Started doing better in the back half. But we'll see. We'll see. But it's just funny to see the Canelo man fans. Juntao, what's up? It's funny to see the Canelo man fans. Smash the like button. I need everybody in here to take a few moments to smash the like button. I know YouTube's been hating. I'm still going to do my thing and drop my videos. So come back daily. My stuff will be up. I'm out here feeling sharp. Yeah. I need y'all to smash the like button. Yeah, anyway, so like the Canelo Manfans, it's gone too far. Caleb Plant's a good fight, announced the fight. I want to see it. And they look sick. The Canelo Manfans look sick. They look sick because here's why. They had to. This is why it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to jump. You know how they say don't assume it makes an ass out of you and me? That's Canelo fans. They assume, jump to conclusions, these types of things. So, for example, it was assumed that Canelo was moving forth with Bivol, so they had to get their new. Like, why would you expect me to trust any people, anybody like Canelo man fans? Why would you any group of people that act and behave like this, where no matter what the fighter does or say, you co-sign it 100% and you don't waver no matter what it is. So Caleb Plant fight was on, and then people said, hey, why is he not fighting Andrade, Benavidez, Charlo? The Canelo fans said, oh, shut up. These guys don't have belts. They'll get their turn. Canelo's after all the belts. That's why he's not fighting Andrade, Charlo, and Benavidez. And then he said he was fighting Caleb Plant. Then he had all these weird demands. And they said, oh, Caleb Plant and PBC, they wanted too much out of Canelo. So he said, F that. All right, fine. So then that was your talking point. So you started off saying that Canelo wanted all the belts, which is why he can't fight all these other people. Then the Caleb Plant negotiations had trouble. And then you blamed it all on PBC, Al Heyman, and Caleb Plant. Then it looked like he was fighting Dimitri Bivol. So you start seeing Canelo fans shift over to that narrative. And they said, oh, yeah, I like the Bivol fight way better. The Bivol fight is way tougher. Caleb Plant sucks. Caleb Plant PBC sucked. He wanted too much money, yada, yada, yada. All right. Like, what about the catch weight? Yeah, I love it. I like the catch weight. What about the 4-week training camp? Yeah, I love that too. And then Canelo and Eddie Reynoso and Eddie Hearn cancel September 18th. And then like days after it's canceled, they say he back in negotiation with PBC. So it's like all that you built this whole case stating that Bivol was the tougher, harder, better, more testing, challenging fight. And then now you got to walk all that back and then give props to Canelo for fighting a guy you just said was garbage in Caleb Plant. And like, Caleb Plant, you missed out on a $10 million payday. Well, now you have to walk all that back. Because if Canelo does pick him and that deal gets sewed up like it looks like it's going to get sewed up, then I guess he didn't miss that paycheck. So once again, you want me to believe the Canelo man fans, and they are all over the place. Nothing they say is consistent. And I'm talking about not just Canelo fans. I'm talking about the man fans, the radicals. You let them bounce from place to place like a prisoner with the straitjacket on. They just bouncing all over the walls and shit trying to get out the straitjacket. These motherfuckers look schizophrenic. Victor Garcia with the cap. He says, Caleb Plant acting like a diva. He doesn't think he can beat Canelo. Block him. Block him for stupidity. Victor Garcia. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. How is Plant acting like a diva and he signed his part? Boop. Try again. Once again, Canelo man fandom 101. When in doubt, blame anybody else but Canelo. It's Caleb Plant and Al Heyman's fault. They're being divas, but this keeps happening to Canelo Alvarez. Makes no sense. Canelo man fans, it's like trying to support R. Kelly right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say the first family was tripping, and maybe you could say, oh, he didn't do that. They was just trying to get money. But then when R. Kelly keep having these cases, good job, Icy. Icy got a twofer. When R. Kelly keep having the same cases, and it can't be justified with just like, oh, they're after money, because like this is somebody saying it who's rich and they well paid. They a singer saying it. So you could say this family is claiming this because they broke and they just want some money. All right. But then what about this singer who makes money and is signed to a record deal? And they said the same thing about R. Kelly. You see what I'm saying? That's like dealing with Canelo man fans, bro. It's like they want to justify. They're like, oh, this is PBC's doing. They ruined it. Okay, well, Canelo had fights with Kovalev, and he's not even with PBC. So what are we talking about? He said, "How you gonna be racist and can't spell, bro? Don't even give them no shine. Don't even repeat. Like, just don't even repeat what they say. Stuff like that because we know it's racist and stupid shit. And what and listen, once again, people like Icy got to remove them from the room. And there's people in the comment section literally putting racial terms and racial slurs. And these are some of the same people in the comment section. They're racist Mexican fans, racist Hispanic, racist Latino, and racist skinheads in the comment section using racial slurs and then have the audacity to say Ego's racist. I'm not calling Canelo or anybody else any racial slurs. It's funny how that works. But I just seen witness the whole transaction. I just seen he had to remove somebody for putting a racial slur against black people. Imagine that. Bro, I'm just too elite at my job. This shit is easy. What more proof do you need that everything I say be coming true and is true? And that's the funny thing is this whole insecurity that the man fans have. They tell on themselves. They tell on themselves instead of like if you wanted people say, "Oh, Ego, you playing the race card," because I call out double standards. They say, "Oh, you're racist. You calling out the race card," and then they telling themselves by actually being racist. It's funny how that works, man. But anyway, smash the like button. We gonna keep cooking. So yeah, I can't wait this Canelo fight because this will be the first fight, like Icy was saying, this will be the first fight where he's fighting someone younger than him that's actually good that has a full camp. Like imagine that Canelo plays so many games where you can't even find that combination of three things in most of his opponents. Ain't that something? When they hate, donate. That's all y'all got to do. I know they racist. Listen, when they hate, donate. The money keep coming in. Oh, the Cash App, man. Broderick Kale Dotson, $5. When they hate, donate. Absolutely. If you from Cali, you are used to this. Trust me. We got our Mexicans that rock with us and many Mexicans who don't like dark people. So that's someone from Cali giving you the testimonial. Bro, imagine that this is a hard combination to find an opponent that's younger than Canelo in prime with the full camp. You can't name Kovalev, quick turnaround, no full camp, and he older than Canelo. Danny Jacobs, I think he had a full camp, but he older than Canelo. And he had taxing fights back to back. Derevyanchenko, Triple G, Luis Cuba Arias, blah blah blah. You know, he had all these tough fights back to back with Selecki, all these tough, bro. Jacobs fought like 5 undefeated fighters in a row before fighting Canelo, so he had a tough ass schedule. All right, you can't say average eardrum was in prime. Listen, how is he? How is he in prime? And he was off a layoff in a 2-year loss. So, yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to it, because even though I want to see other fights like Jermall Charlo and Canelo, David Benavidez and Canelo, Andrade and Canelo's good. Even though I've been wanting to see those, Caleb Plant will do, just because he has a belt, so it's meaningful, and he's a good fighter. And like I said, this is the only person I can even think of Canelo even fought that is in prime, champion and confident, has skills for real, and has a full camp. Most of the fighters that he's fought, you can't say. Caleb Smith had 2 to 4 weeks to train in a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm excited because at least, and I liked Canelo. And see, bro, the Canelo racist fans and the dumbass Canelo man fans, they so stupid that they say I hate Canelo and I want to see what's best for Canelo. You motherfuckers are stupid, want him to be on DAZN, which is failing in America, and you want him to stay in there because you think you could compete with me and Ego's Army and Digital Mob. Ain't that something? Bro, I want to see Canelo back on pay-per-view. You know why? Because the combination of him fighting Caleb Plant, that's a fight I like. So I'm going to buy the pay-per-view like I always do when it's a pay-per-view that I like. So guess what? I'm going to be, for the first time, really even contributing to a Canelo fight in a while. You know what I'm saying? Because I covered the Golovkin fight. You know, I've covered Canelo fights. If it's a good fight, then, you know, I watched it. But some of them fights he was doing wasn't really the ones, you know what I mean? So yeah, Canelo, in my opinion, Canelo being on Fox pay-per-view is just better for boxing, and it's big for boxing because one, Fox is killing, two, PBC's killing, three, Fox on PBC and their shoulder programming is top notch. Listen, PBC is fucking a lot of people up. Here's why. On top of the quality of the fights and the matchup, bro, they just did a all access 24/7 type thing or whatever, docu series with Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. And I heard it was cool. I didn't watch it, but I've been busy. Do you know, correct me if I'm wrong, I just told you, Jake Paul had his own 24/7 all access special, right? Canelo just fought Saunders. Did they do a 24/7 all access type of special? Let me know. Let me know. Did they have shoulder programming for Canelo and Saunders? And this is the idiocracy from Canelo fans. They so torn in this war of trying to be right. They really don't. You miss the whole concept of this. If you really like Canelo, you should want him to do whatever move is more beneficial. So everybody in the chat says they didn't do one. So I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but I'd be willing to double down and say if DAZN and Eddie Hearn rematch room didn't come up with shoulder programming for a unification this year with Billy Joe Weirdo, then they didn't do one for a shittier fight with average eardrum. So that means both of Canelo's fights that had been held this year on the Zone and Rematch Room platform, they waste so much money. They're not relevant. They're like, they don't have the number. They're not on the top 8 streaming applications list that just came out that we talked about, right? So Canelo's not truly getting the exposure. He's not truly getting the exposure. People are having a difficulty even knowing when Canelo's fighting. I know people that live in Texas and there's been Canelo fights on DAZN. They didn't even know his Texas fight was even happening in their city. That's not good. You from Texas and you don't even know Canelo's fighting in Texas and you're a boxing fan, right? So again, a network like Fox with PBC and pay-per-view, that's really where Canelo belongs, to be honest. Because who believes in the same vein of Saunders and average Yildirim or whatever not getting shoulder programming? Who honestly believes PBC and Fox, should they secure this fight, will not produce any shoulder programming for Caleb fucking Plant and Canelo Undisputed? Who believes that Fox PBC is not going to? So once again, you fucking Canelo fans are stupid as fuck because you don't even care what the better thing is. You trying to play this game, this anti-PBC, anti-Black Al Heyman bullshit, and you trying to compete. That's more content. You a Canelo fan, he's going to fight a meaningful fight on pay-per-view that's actually going to sell. I'm buying it, and it's going to have shoulder programming, which that whole package makes more sense and only uplifts Canelo, especially if he fucking wins. So this is how imbecilic the Canelo and radical, any fight fan that looks at a fighter as above and beyond criticism. My man Antoine just said they're cheerleaders. This is how imbecilic they are. That they're not even looking for the greater good. They're just trying to argue with people. I'm a grown man. I don't argue. I don't have no kids. I don't have no wife. I don't need to argue with motherfuckers on the internet. You see what I'm saying? So to me, like I keep stating my case, Canelo on pay-per-view is actually better because it's a meaningful fight that people want to see, and it's going to be built up and advertised. Guess what, you stupid motherfuckers? Football is back, and Fox has a deal with NFL. So guess what? If this deal goes through with Canelo and Caleb Plant, just like other fights on PBC and Fox, guess what? They get advertised alongside Fox regular programming, and now football's back. So it's so funny to see that people that try to keep up with me, you can't. My thought processes are just too advanced. So that's why I want to see Canelo on Fox and PBC and pay-per-view, because it just makes all the sense in the world. Because at the end of the day, at the heart of the matter, it's about bringing exposure to the sport. Canelo he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He could fight. He brings exposure to the sport for sure. You know, even though I believe his star power has dwindled on the DAZN app, but that's also indicative of who he's fighting. If he fights better competition, then the desire for his fights will be greater. Because like when he fought Golovkin or even the Chavez Jr., there was fans that wanted to see that. Henceforth, why those did 1 million plus. Terrence Johnson, shout out to my man. Ego, neither one of us dislike Canelo. We just dislike his opponent selection. See how easy this is to understand? Where's the hating at? Get it right, partner. Facts. Bro, that's what I'm saying. These dudes are boneheads. They racist and all types of shit. And it's like you can't even see what's the greater good. Yo, get the likes up. Get the likes up. I need y'all to get the likes up. So, yeah, I mean, you hoping for Canelo to fight Bivol. That's not a fucking big event. Fuck what you talking about. It's not. Canelo, listen, Bivol can fight. He's cool. He's solid. You know what I mean? But it's not a big event. He's not an entertainer like Showtime, like a showman. It's not a big event. Trust me. And who wants to see Canelo keep fighting one-off fights and not staying at that division? Come on, bro. When he could fight at that division if he wanted to. He said that and the need to give people a decent time to train. That's what I'm saying. He'd be like, you fight me in 10 days. That's what I'm saying. And the other thing about the lack of training is it's twofold. On top of a lack of training time, it's a lack of promotion time, lack of time for fans to even get excited for the event. Because it's like Mayweather, when he was fighting Conor McGregor, they really went out of their way and promoted. They had time to go to LA, New York, and Canada and do separate press tours. They spent money promoting the fight, and look at how that reaped the benefits. Canelo's fights, DAZN is so fucked up with his deal and how much they're paying. They don't even have extra budget to do shoulder programming and an extra budget to do press tours. Bro, when Canelo was with Golden Boy and HBO, they would actually do press tours. I was at one of them. I went to when he fought Chavez Jr., I was out there in LA in Linwood. Shout out to the people in Linwood. You know what I'm saying? I was out here in SoCal. We went down there. I ate crab and everything. It was a good time. There was hella people out there too. So I'm telling you, Canelo's star power on the fucking trapped on the app, DAZN shit, is dwindling. You're not handling him right. The only thing that's beneficial is Canelo pocketbook. He getting chipped out. So for that reason, it's good. But I don't really care about his pocketbook. He ain't sharing it with us. You know what I'm saying? He ain't kicking nothing to Eagles Armory. So I care about the moves you make. I care about, what you're doing for boxing. It's that simple. But yeah, like I said, notice when he fought Danny Jacobs, they even did a press tour. But they start getting away from all that because Canelo is fucking numbers is dwindling and it can't be justified. It can't be justified, these weak ass numbers. You know what I mean? And it's only getting worse. Jacobs, they did a press conference. Remember, they went to Mexico. They had Jacobs and Canelo in Mexico. Look, you'll find pictures of it. But then they stopped doing all that. They stopped doing all that, especially when it was Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn think he gonna do a light show and pyrotechnics and have the Rocketeer launch himself into orbit. Bro, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it was at Plaza de Mexico. Facts. Listen, I don't care about none of that extra shit. Eddie Hearn putting on worse fights, and he think he gonna pop some confetti and champagne and J Balvin raps and songs and shit, bro. That's not saving the event. I'm sorry. The Yildirim shit was trash. You know what I mean? We might as well just be watching Canelo golf because that shit was trash. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think for the greater good of boxing, Canelo plant happens. And I think the promotion will infinitely be better. From, like I said, Fox just did one with Errol Spence, and he ain't even the person anymore. So they still putting in money and just taking the chance. So there's that. Anyway, I just want to do a live. I put it in an hour. So check back on the channel tomorrow. I got some more stuff I'll be dropping. It's Pacquiao fight week. Ugas. We're doing the Boxingego watch party. That should be a good fight. I know people are sleeping on it, but don't sleep on that. Ugas is a good fighter. We know Pacquiao's a good fighter. So yeah, it'll be fight week. So I'm gonna be prepared for whatever comes this fight week. And see, notice a lot of information and news comes out on fight weeks. So hopefully, I think they're gonna announce the Canelo Caleb Plant fight on Pacquiao Ugas. I do. Mark these videos down. I told you I'm prolific. I'm so gifted. I'm the type that's gonna go get it. No kid. Mark these videos down on that Pacquiao Ugas. Hopefully they have Canelo as a live guest, but they're gonna announce the fight. They're gonna announce the Caleb Plant fight on the Pacquiao Ugas. What better way to do it? Let's go. So Igor Stradamus has spoke to you. I'm telling you, was it Sunday? I'm telling you on a Sunday what the fuck's gonna happen next Saturday. Come on, bro. I'm the fucking best at this. Stop playing with me. Remember who said it. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'm out. Everybody have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow on Monday. Deuces.